The Windrush scandal, a legacy of racist immigration policies exposed. A chilling internal investigation, suppressed for years at a cost of at least £22,000 in legal fees, has finally revealed the shocking truth behind one of Britain's most shameful chapters. This damning report, commissioned by the Home Office itself, unearths a decades-long history of racist immigration legislation, directly linking it to the horrific injustices suffered by the Windrush generation. The revelation comes after a protracted legal battle waged by transparency campaigner James Coombs, who challenged the Home Office's relentless attempts to bury the report, citing its politically sensitive content. His initial request, submitted in 2023, was met with outright rejection. Undeterred, Coombs appealed the decision, ultimately winning a landmark victory at the General Regulatory Chamber Information Rights Jurisdiction First-Tier Tribunal last year. This victory forced the release of information that the government desperately sought to keep hidden. The report, leaked to The Guardian in May 2022 before its official release, paints a stark and disturbing picture. It meticulously details how, for over 3 decades, from 1950 to 1981, every single piece of immigration or citizenship legislation contained elements designed to systematically reduce the number of Black and brown people living and working in the UK. This isn't a matter of isolated incidents or unintentional bias. The report explicitly states that these policies were intentionally crafted with the explicit goal of demographic engineering. The report's findings are far-reaching and devastating. It doesn't simply identify individual instances of racism. Instead, it exposes a deeply ingrained systemic racism woven into the very fabric of British immigration policy. The Home Office's 3-year-long effort to suppress this report speaks volumes about the government's attempt to cover up the extent of its culpability. The £22,000 spent on lawyers to prevent the report's release underscores the lengths to which they were prepared to go to shield themselves from public scrutiny. The report's author, a Home Office-commissioned historian, made a particularly poignant observation. The British Empire depended on a racist ideology in order to function. This statement serves as a chilling reminder of the historical context within which these discriminatory policies were conceived and implemented. The report doesn't shy away from connecting the dots between historical imperial practices and the contemporary injustices faced by the Windrush generation. The legacy of colonialism, it argues, is not confined to the past. It continues to manifest in the present through discriminatory policies and practices. The Windrush scandal is not simply a matter of administrative error. It's a consequence of a long-standing, systemic racism embedded within the British state. The government's attempts to suppress this report highlight the profound discomfort they felt at confronting the uncomfortable truths it reveals. The fact that the report directly connects the Windrush scandal to deeply rooted, historical racism is undeniable. The sheer volume of evidence presented within the report leaves no room for doubt. The implications of this report are far-reaching. It demands a thorough reassessment of Britain's immigration history and a frank acknowledgement of the ongoing impact of past racist policies. It necessitates a commitment to restorative justice for the victims of the Windrush scandal, and more importantly, a commitment to systemic change to prevent similar injustices from happening again. The fight for justice for the Windrush generation, however, is far from over. This report serves as a powerful tool in the ongoing struggle for accountability and systemic reform. It provides irrefutable evidence of the government's culpability and underscores the urgent need for meaningful change. The release of this report is not merely an end, but a crucial step towards a more equitable and just future, one where the legacy of racist policies is finally confronted and addressed with the seriousness and urgency it demands. The fight for justice continues, fueled by the undeniable truth laid bare within the pages of this long-suppressed report. The cost of suppressing the truth was high, both financially and ethically. Yet, the truth has finally prevailed, and the fight for reparations and systemic change is now more critical than ever. The legacy of the Windrush scandal demands more than just an apology. It demands action.